1 week from the season opener, the University of Miami has dismissed arguably its best defensive football players from the team because they violated NCAA rules. In a fallout from a highly publicized luxury car rental case, defensive end Al Quadin Mugama and strong side linebacker Jermaine Grace were kicked off the team Saturday, the school announced in the following brief press release. The University of Miami announced today that redshirt junior Al Quadin Mugama and senior Jermaine Grace have been permanently dismissed from the Hurricanes football program for violating NCAA rules. The university will, however, continue their financial aid through graduation. The decision was made in consultation with outside counsel and after discussions with the NCAA enforcement staff. As no staff members or boosters were involved in the violations, the program will not be subject to sanctions and, at this time, the university deems this matter closed. The case, according to multiple sources, involved a luxury car rental company called South Beach Exotic Rentals. Comes investigation focused on whether players received heavily discounted luxury cars in exchange for some future stake in their careers. The University of Miami is still on NCAA probation related to former booster Nevin Shapiro. That probation is set to end the third week of October. Senior Stacy Coley, Hum's top offensive player other than quarterback Brad Kia, also has been investigated in the case. For now, Thum is not planning to suspend/discipline him unless new information surfaces. Another Thum player, linebacker Juwan Young, already was kicked off the team by Hum in relation to the car case. Young left the school. It is believed that Mugama and Grace were not forthcoming to Thum about the car rental case, and that led to their dismissal. Grace led the team with 79 tackles last year to sets and 6 tackles for loss and is the only upperclassman that was slated to start. His departure means that the entire linebacking core of starters will have never played a college game. Of the 4 contending to start, 3 are fresh out of high school and 1 redshirted last season. Grace, listed as 6'1" and 210 pounds, graduated from Miramar High. Mugama, from Irvington, then Jay, was Hum's sack leader last season with 5, but there are other experienced defensive ends behind him. Mugama, a 6'4", 250-pound redshirt junior, had been suspended numerous times in his career and missed the entire 2014 season after being suspended by the university, which included his academic classes, for his involvement in the fight after the spring game. Mugama also had 54 tackles and a team-leading 8.5 tackles for loss in 2015. In the spring he impressed us with his work ethic, some defensive coordinator Manny Diaz said before the season. I think the question with him is, how good you really want to be. What defensive line coach Craig Kuligowski is doing a great job of with him is really trying to push him to take his game to another level, where it's the down after down consistency and doing it on the biggest stage where you're not a guy that can flash glimpses, which gets you noticed, but can you take over the game? That's a high standard, but if your aspirations are to really be that guy, then that's what you really have to do. Diaz said this about Grace. By far the fastest player on defense. For me, he's valuable to us because he's really the only guy in the linebacker room that has game experience, and you can tell that just going through spring practice. He has that sort of veteran sense about him. As a senior, we need him to play with that sense of urgency. This is his last go-around, and he's a guy I can talk to and help keep a pulse of what's going on defensively. We think because of his skill set and athleticism that he can be a guy that can move out to the wide side of the field and be that guy that is so important in this day and age of college football, who is fast and can cover guys out in space but also physical enough to play the run and tackle the quick screens out there. The Hurricanes opened their season at 6 p.m. Saturday against FAMU in Hard Rock Stadium.